Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a really interesting way of looking at markets. It kind of turns things on their head.
Especially in crypto.
Yeah, exactly. And you often see it in their yellow charts.
Ah, the yellow charts, right.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
their way of marking up key levels,
Mhm.
support, resistance, that kind of thing. It really helps visualize their points. So, a big thank you to our friend. And let's dive into this crypto info.
Okay, sounds good. So our mission for you, the listener, is to really get the core ideas here. Why this method over others? And then, importantly, see how it works, like in a real example.
Right. So the central thing, and this comes from their own experience and research, is this firm belief. They really argue that technical analysis, looking at the charts, is, well, the best way, the most superior form of analysis.
Okay, bold claim. Why, though? What's the thinking? Because it shows real action. That's the key phrase. It's people actually buying, actually selling. You know the saying, put your money where your mouth is. That's basically it.
So the chart is the proof of what people are really doing, not just saying.
Exactly. They believe every single candle, those little bars on the chart, it has all the info you need, what regular folks are doing, what the big players, the whales are up to, and where that smart money is moving, buying or selling.
Wow, okay. So every candle is like a complete story in itself,
Yeah.
which implies, what about news? Big announcements, fundamental changes. Where do they fit in? Or don't they?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. From the crypto info's perspective, news and fundamentals are seen as far less useful for actual trading
Far
decisions.
less useful.
Yeah, often just flashy headlines, maybe attractive clickbait, helpful only in like very specific small situations.
So mostly noise that could even mislead you.
That seems to be the implication. And they make this general point too, which is kind of insightful. Most people tend to be bullish at the tops and bearish at the bottoms.
So the news cycle or the general sentiment often gets it wrong or encourages the wrong move at the wrong time.
Precisely. It suggests that following the crowd, often fueled by news, isn't the way.
Okay, so ignore the chatter, watch the chart, watch the real action. How does this actually look in practice then? Like, how do we use this?
Great question. Let's pivot to a concrete example. They provided an analysis for ONDO, the crypto asset, on a daily chart. And looking at their yellow chart analysis, the chart status is clearly marked as bullish.
Bullish. Okay, and what on the chart, what real action makes them say that?
Well, the specific observation is that ONDO is still holding a very steep trend line.
Steep trend line, meaning strong upward momentum.
Exactly. It shows really strong buying pressure,
Mm.
real conviction. And because of that strong support, there's potential, they say, to break the local highs, which is, a classic sign traders look for.
A potential breakout.
Okay.
And do they give specific price levels to watch based on this chart action?
Yep, absolutely. It's very practical. If ONDO keeps this momentum, if it continues to pump, the next target they're flagging is around $1.70.
Okay, 170 on the upside.
But markets go both ways, right? So if it stalls, if it gets rejected around these levels, then the first place to look for potential support, the first downside target, is around $0.80.
80 cents. Clear levels based purely on the chart.
Exactly. No news headlines needed for those targets, just the price action itself. So yeah, this look into the crypto info's perspective, it really hammers home this idea of prioritizing what you can see happening on the chart. It's all about tracking what people are actually doing with their cash, not just the stories floating around.
It definitely gives you a different filter. And that brings up a really interesting question for you listening. How does focusing on this real action on the charts maybe change how you sift through all the financial news and information out there? Does it make you look at headlines differently? Something to maybe think about as you do your own deep dives into the markets.